Hello everybody, welcome back to Jak 2 The Quickening. We're here to now begin our assignment, which is to get from this point here all the way to the top where the Coliseum with that wrench icon.
Wow.
3 minutes.
3 minutes?
3 minutes. Gentlemen, we ride.
It's time for the hunt.
Away!
Hang on. There we go.
There we go.
Away!
You know,
So from this point forward, the course is pretty. So from this point forward, the course is pretty. So from this point forward, the course is pretty straightforward. That's why I decided to put this here because to kind of lighten it up.
That's fair. Honestly, nowadays, whenever I think of this song, I always think back to Logan. You're familiar with the Gokuju parodies?
Yes, I know Parodius. It's the weird parody Gradius made by the same people.
Mm-hmm. Which pretty much has which has its soundtrack comprised of covers of classical songs like this one. And I love their rendition of this song in particular.
I'll have to look it up, but yeah,
Someday I should show that off of the channel.
It's a great game to remind you that Konami has a good sense of humor at times.
Oh yes.
Just because I immediately recognize part of it as the Lone Ranger theme. Lone Ranger, what is that weird orange thing on your shoulder, Lone Ranger?
I'm sorry, one of my favorite. Okay, I know the movie wasn't the best, but one of my favorite moments at the very end was like, "Hi-ho, Silver, away!" And Johnny Depp's like, "Don't ever do that again." Just keeps on writing. But anywho,
And that's one of the sole reasons why everybody hate that movie.
because he didn't need to. Johnny Depp needs to retire, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
he's starting to get.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say so much retire. He needs to get better roles,
Yeah.
and not just be Johnny Depp.
Besides Sherlock Gnomes, which I'm sure will be a great video.
Sherlock Gnomes.
Remember oh, hang on.
Oh, here we go.
Careful! Arr!
Oh boy.
Hey,
Jeez!
get out of my way, jerk!
Basically, do you remember Romeo and Juliet?
I know. Oh, that's the
That
sequel,
sounds
but-
familiar.
Yeah, they're making a sequel called Sherlock Gnomes.
Oh, joy.
Well, if Nutjob
I
gets a
don't
sequel,
care.
I guess anything's possible.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Down! Ah!
You know, the weirdest thing about that isn't even the fact that it exists, but they actually managed to
We're
shoehorn
there!
Jackie Chan as a cute but destructive mouse.
Okay. We're on our way. Sorry, Elton John,
Yoinks!
for referencing
And
stuff.
away!
We're almost there!
You almost there? But dang,
And other
I completely forgot this part of the city exists.
Yeah. It's almost like nothing freaking happens here. We made it.
Woohoo!
Smokey, we got him.
There are... We made it.
Hello? Crew said someone was looking for a race driver?
Hello?
I'm busy right now. You must be Crew's new errand.
Oh, gee, I wonder who that is.
Oh geez, if only I hadn't suffered brain damage from hitting 5 different things on my way here, I would be able to recognize who that voice
Anything we
belongs
can
to.
do?
No, I'm working.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say,
How
like,
Jack does it. I don't know what Jack's excuse is, but that's mine.
no, I would say, like, Jack, I can
Oh,
understand.
wait. You're right.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jack, I can understand, because to be fair, he was suffering like a couple of years of torture at the hands of the Baron. I don't know what Daxter's excuse for not recognizing her is, though.
Because yeah, if I kept the volume up enough for y'all to hear, like, everyone knows who that is. I don't know why they don't.
I just realized too who that is now that I hear her.
But still,
clearly.
you figure it out way quicker than they do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Dexter especially, because well, he didn't get tortured all that much. I mean, granted, he was busy. He was busy with the bug business, but other than that, like he definitely remembers Jack.
Right, and
I'm sure he definitely remembers all the hecklings he got from Samos.
Which I will definitely say, to its credit, the game is... Like, right there! That's perfect! Like, that is exactly the exact same sound clips from Jak 1, kind of, like, the quality.
Now, real
I
quick, what are you
don't get
saying?
how he doesn't figure it out. I was gonna say, here are the controls for the Jakpool. This is, a pretty interesting little,
There you go.
skateboard, because the game wanted to be like Tony Hawk, and, honestly, I think it's pretty good. Like, again, like, this sequel added so much, and they actually did a decent job with this. Oh, geez.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too finicky from what I. But then again, I haven't played this section in God knows how long.
And
So we're gonna do, so we can do little tricks in midair.
there you go, little ollies. Oh, by the way,
Not for nothing. When I heard we were doing a racing section, this isn't exactly what I had in mind.
That'll be later.
Yeah.
Back to you, Hype.
I was just gonna say a quick disclaimer. If you hear any odd vibrations in the background, that's because my stepdad is using the treadmill that is right next to my room at the moment.
Okay. In the meanwhile, so here I am, doing everything I can, holding on to what I am.
Pretending I'm a
Pretend I'm a Superman! Get to the right. Okay. Sorry. Okay, basically, yeah, just try and beat the score.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Your main
just
goal
thought-
is to just...
Yeah, just do points. I just now that you brought that up, I just thought of like an interesting like combination. Pretending I'm a Superman. I believe I can fly.
Oh, that was a beautiful moment. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you're basically... My best strategy... I'm not the best at this, but my best strategy is get on a grind rail, just start spamming tricks on that grind rail and build up a combo, and bam. Look at that.
Hey,
Jeez, that's impressive.
didn't Spyro 3
get
have
a
something
grind rail,
similar to
just
this?
Maybe?
Jak 3?
Spyro 3.
Not
Oh,
that I
Spyro
remember.
3.
Oh, Spyro 3. Yeah, it did. It had... Yeah, even a four-legged dragon could skateboard.
Heck, even Simba from The Lion King could skateboard.
And let's not forget Timon and Pumbaa can skateboard as well.
But let's be honest, Rafiki was the best.
I guess so.
But Rafiki
Oh,
is
that's
the
right,
best.
Rafiki was one of
Anywho, what was I gonna say? Okay, back to the mystery mechanic, as the game's gonna continue referring to her as. Come on, can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? I'm so close. Oh gosh, come on! Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
Rats.
Not gonna. I was close, but man, you gotta get
Close,
a lot
but
of
no
points.
cigar.
But the game is actually smart about how it's like. She, of course, would not recognize what Jack sounds like because she's never.
Oh, yeah. Because, yeah, he was usually a moot.
And spoilers, this game isn't gonna. And spoilers, this game isn't going to have Daxter even speak in that garage until a little later. And then she'll figure it out. And Hype's dad approves.
So, yeah, that just happened.
Oh, you heard that.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'll be sure to mute that.
No, it's fine. I was just saying. Okay, for those who are wondering, I just heard like a crawl. A call in the distance, almost sounded like a tribal victorious. We did it! I did it!
Ow. Hey!
Champions coming through. Move aside.
Get your fat ass out of my way.
All right, we're almost there.
Fat people aren't allowed to live in our perfect world.
And we're here.
We beat the stadium challenge.
Great. People do get lucky. Listen, don't you have someone to collect
So
money
granted,
from,
the only thing she has to judge off our characters is that we work for crew.
work for that
Right.
football crew.
So,
What's not to like?
granted, I get that.
Looks like you've won a few races. Isn't it true the city champion gets to tour the palace?
Yeah. Why?
Could you get me into the
I just love the fact that she's trying to pull off this accent.
Yeah.
Just,
I'm a real
like,
fan of
Is she
fuck
trying to pull off
acting
an
natural,
accent?
am I right?
I'll help you out.
I don't even think she is trying to pull an accent. I think
It's-
that's just
it's-
her new
it's-
voice.
Maintenance elevator at the base of one of the palace support towers.
Yeah, she doesn't really sound any different than she did in Jack 1.
If you can find a way
Yeah,
to
she
turn
just
on
has
the
that mask. She just has that welding mask over her head. But
I
she gave
guess
us
so.
But for this chapter, she gave us an interesting piece of advice, which is that if we want to get to the palace, because that's what the whole purpose of this first chapter is we just want to freaking get some revenge. I don't care how.
Good old fashioned comeback. And oh god, it feels like it's been a while since we last been here.
Oh,
Oh,
god, I never thought I'd miss
Torn,
that
I
empty
miss
face.
you so. Give me a kiss.
Attacked by the metalheads.
That's not our problem.
It is our
Don't joke
problem.
about that, James, because you know there's some girls that have done that.
His name is Vin and he's just
Torn, I gotta ask, how much starch do you use to keep your ears like that? I gotta know your secret.
I was about to say, how much do you use, and can I borrow it?
Hey, tattooed wonder. How come we
Yeah, mine's
don't
been
recognize
droopy for far too long.
I don't like you.
Well, at least he's honest.
What of a deal the Baron made with
Yep,
the
I gotta give him credit. But yeah, so basically, it is the first chapter is we just need to get some revenge, and Kira gave us some information. Because I'm just gonna call her Kira. What the hell am I even fooling myself over? Kira told us that there is an old maintenance elevator, which are at the giant four. They're like the giant four towers that like connect the palace. If you look up in the sky, one of those has an elevator that we could use to get up to it. But the problem is as a security measure, they removed all power to that elevator. So we're gonna have to. That's just gonna have to be a clue that hangs in the distance for now until we can figure out some way or someone who knows how to reroute power to things. Now I'm in the upper area of downtown.
And you're
Yeah,
running
it's
over
all-
people like
you're
nothing
total-
else.
Yeah, you are totally in a no hover zone on the freaking pedestrian only
Oh,
road.
goodness.
Ah shit.
Well,
I
just
borrow your
walk it off,
car?
everybody.
Yoink.
I need, what was it? I need your car, it was like, I need your bike, your coat, and your sunglasses, or your jacket. I haven't seen that movie forever.
I've never even seen it, period.
It's Terminator, but... Well,
Me
it's
neither.
Terminator, and he runs up to a guy's like, I need your jacket, your sunglasses, and your bike. Something like that. Just
I can
takes
understand
it
the
out.
jacket and the bike, but what about, well, why does he need sunglasses?
Ooh, a warp gate.
Huh. And it's
Amazing, wow.
apparently free for use. Okay.
And it's now kind of, it's no longer bright blue, it has more of a transparent effect, because they... Well, there's the whatever. Welcome to the mining operation. We'll come back here a few more times later, but we now are introduced to some new baddies. And don't bother trying to melee these things. These guys like to sting you before you even get close. So, once again, from this point forward, this game is definitely encouraging the use of firearms.
Yeah. Don't want to go. You don't always want to go mano a mano because those puny little fists aren't going to do much to all those metalheads.
Yeah. Tiny hands.
Ouchies. They're tiny arms. This plan was not worth talking to. Master. That movie's underrated.
I like it. For
I don't care
reference
what
sake,
people say. I
James.
think that movie.
For reference sake, James, we're talking about Meet the Robinsons.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Okay, I don't care what people say. I think that movie's better than Tomorrowland.
I've never seen Tomorrowland, but I will agree that I do think it's a pretty underappreciated film. Meet the Robinsons is like, I can understand why people aren't too like crazy about it, but I don't really think it deserves a lot of the flack it gets.
I think it had a nice message.
It just
had a
it
creative
probably
way of
just
doing
needed it probably just needed better execution and ideas. Like aside, I mean, yeah, that's the general consensus I hear with that movie. Like it has a good message and it does have some neat ideas, but then there's other ones that just seem really fucking weird. And not to mention it all goes by so fast, so you can't really take it in all that well.
Yeah, I
that's
think
fair.
I think I can play devil's advocate to James and say that I think that one of the biggest problems that the movie has is I'm pretty sure you've heard some critics use the phrase a lot, but it's like there isn't really a decent like continuous plot. It's more like scenes happen, and
Right.
and the threads connecting those scenes together seem a little slim.
Basically, the
Like,
80s mentality.
It's like right. It's trying to get from one set piece to the next, but it doesn't always find the best way to do it. But overall, like the
boys.
twist and everything is
Don't
cool.
mind me, I'm just
the
sitting
thought
here in the
is-
corner. Hey, do you have any waffles? I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, it's a whole thing. But I wonder what that guy ever went on to do because I forget who the director of that movie
Oh,
was.
the director? I don't know, to be honest. Like, all I can remember of it are, like, some of the actors. Like, I know the guy that plays the mom is the same person that voices Shigo. And then I remember there's one particular character that they joke about who he is, and let's just say that joke isn't that far from the truth.
What?
The dad.
Oh, the actual dad himself, like who
Yeah.
plays him?
Well, basically, they joked earlier about, it's like, what does Cornelius look like? He looks like Tom Selleck. And he's actually voiced by Tom Selleck.
That's awesome.
What do you know? So here we
It's
are.
actually really funny. Hi. We're here to save ya. Oh, jeez!
Guess he doesn't need saving.
This guy's crazy!
Hey, are you Vin? We're here to help.
This guy's kind of This guy's kind of trigger happy.
If we were here to kill you,
Oh,
we wouldn't be
this
talking
guy.
right now.
Well,
That's true.
Friendlies? Oh, thank goodness. So,
Welcome
where's the
to
army?
the nerdy
What?
M guy.
Just you two?
Yeah.
What do they think I'm worth?
I'm beginning to wonder that myself.
And he's also kind of...
want-
he's also the paranoid guy. Also, thank you, Jack.
But Daxter and I are
So paranoid that you would not believe his fate in the third game.
Yeah, really paranoid. You'll see later. It's kind of crazy. But he's lovely. Meet Vin.
Hi, Vin.
and where do you... Oh, there he is.
There's this is where he
I want to
works.
thank you guys for saving my butt out there at the strip mine. And we'd like to thank you for being such a bad shot. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm a bit jumpy these days.
Also, this is a weird audio thing that happens every time watched. Like for a second, his audio is duplicated, and that happens in
Yeah.
every version of the game that I've played. I don't know why.
He's so scared that it goes across the multiverse.
God damn it, Dexter.
Wait, what happened?
Extra time though.
It's been attacking our
The whole reason why he duplicated is he was just trying to do Melee behind you, and then he freaked out.
Oh, okay. I was too distracted by the echo itself that I didn't know why he was doing that to begin with.
I've got a few surprises for those
It was a
metalheads.
ruse.
You
You know, looking back on it, I think I may have mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. The fact that, like, okay, Dexter, well, this freako is one thing, but just Jack and the way he's portrayed, especially after going through 2 years of dark eco-pumping therapy and all that shit, just stuff that normally breaks a guy, he still manages to have a decent sense of humor and common sense.
He's at least a little more effective than a blue hedgehog was after 6 months of torture.
That's a good point.
More on that later. But with that said, it's time to go back to the mining operation. But now we're going to the drill platform itself, because apparently, so the whole problem is that we need eco power to keep that shield wall up. If the shield wall fails, first of all, the deal. By the way, these things are basically don't melee me, or you're going to die.
Gotcha.
I'm surrounded by razor blades. That is literally how I evolved, was to have razor blades for arms. Yeah, it's like, I'm the thing that's about to ruin your day. How you doing? So, we need eco power, because if that fails...
Where are my devil and waffles?
Thank you. I'll get to them later. So the issue is that if the shield walls fall, metalheads are going to destroy everything. And they apparently are able to get to this drill platform and lay their eggs. So welcome to the turret section.
Those look more like mines than
You know, honestly, I'm starting to get... Well, actually, in a way, they kind of remind me of the enemy spawners from Star Fox Assault, the ones that always spawn out the Aperoids.
Those are the insect.
They're not
ones,
quite.
right?
They're not quite as glowy, but yeah.
So the controls are simple. I think they may be airplane controls with aiming down, go up and stuff.
Yeah, airplane controls.
Okay, first of all, take out these guys because they'll ruin your day. The arrow around the targeting reticle will tell you where they are spawning and approaching you next. They usually target the closest one. The little meter that is filling up around the circles I fire is a heat gauge. If it overheats, I have to wait for it to go all the way back down, and it wastes precious time. I can't have that happen. And the green squares are the turret's health. If the turret dies, I die.
Okay, I was wondering if this thing had like a heat meter or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep, and there it is. And fortunately, my health is not shared by it. Like, if I take damage in that, I'll still be fine overall. But yeah, if the turret itself dies, I die. Not good.
Okay.
But other than that, you're fine.
It would end up in a mission failure anyway. So
What the...
Right, because it's a
yeah,
sniper
some
guy.
metalheads have shields.
You gotta wait for him to drop his shield. I hate it. But anyway, I don't like these guys, so I'm just gonna get over here.
Boom.
He's out.
Thank you.
I'll get those waffles myself.
Never mind.
That's who you were talking about. I thought you were just talking about some random thing. I'm sorry. I was completely ignorant on the joke. I thought you were trying to do some other character from like E-Man or something.
That's
not
fine.
Dark Jack in the corner chilling at 1-1. I'm so sorry. Oh gosh, it's a fun day. Happy day.
Happy to
Happy little waffles.
Speaking of which, I'm almost done on that Toonstruck reactions thing. I just need, not reactions, Toonstruck compilation. I just need to add a little thing to the front of it, and we're good to go with that. Then
Speaking of happy little waffles and all days and happy little waffles and all that crap, I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel dumb for myself for not watching the Deadpool movie up until a few days ago.
Did you finally watch it?
Yeah, he watched it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I finally watched it. It was a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to the sequel.
Same. Apparently it's been announced that they delayed the release of it a little bit.
Isn't it coming out this or next year?
I want to say this year. Oh crap!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No,
it's
none of the
this-
skull gems.
Oh. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's still going to be this year. It's just going to be a little later in the year.
Fair
So I'm
enough.
fine. I'm again, like, one of the cool things I like that I'm sure James can now look at it and see is that it's really a small movie compared to like the other like big X-Men and stuff, and what they managed to do with such a small budget, I still appreciate.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, heck, they even said it themselves. They only got like what 2 X-Men.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is weird that we didn't have enough X-Men. That probably wasn't in the budget.
But they worked. It all worked out. They actually had
Right.
something to do with them.
Right, and I was
And not
say
only
I
that-
agree with Matt. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Hype.
I was just going to say, it also has, in my opinion, compared to the other movies, probably the best portrayal of Colossus we've seen yet.
Agreed. I loved Colossus in that.
Dude, Colossus is such a goddamn school. Such a goddamn
He,
school.
he is a cinnamon roll, and we will protect him.
Cinnamon roll slash. He's like a.
Such a gentleman.
He's a Boy Scout. He's a
Yes,
full-
that's him.
Modified Boy Scout.
But I love that. I love that that's in his character. He's a giant hulking behemoth, but really he's just the biggest
Yeah,
parent to
basically,
everyone.
it's just basically how he is in the comics, honestly.
Which
Wow.
and the visual effects of his body, like the CG, was really impressive.
Oh, definitely. And I also
And-
really love the voice acting on him. Like, compared to, like, all the other actors, I think it's probably, like, the closest to how I imagine him sounding from the comics. Like, it's a really good voice, and the accent's pretty spot on.
Which, by the way, in the credits, I love that. Again, as I wondered what James's reaction was to the credits, the opening credits with all the fake titles, like starring
Oh yeah.
some British asshole,
I
starring
love
a CG
that.
character.
I love that.
Like the tone of it, the tone of the movie was great.
It was perfect for the. I mean, considering the subject matter, it was perfect.
And I'm so glad that Ryan Reynolds wanted to stick with it and continue being Deadpool even after Origins.
Well, of course he did, because
Yeah.
he's mentioned on several occasions how big of a fanboy he is of the character.
And I'm-
For a moment, I
I'm-
heard you say fanpool.
Oh, but
Well, you
I'm
know
just
what?
saying,
It
like,
might
I'm
as
just
well.
saying- But I'm saying, like, I'm glad that despite basically, I guess, being kind of betrayed by the director, considering what direction they took Deadpool in that movie, I'm just glad that after that didn't discourage him from giving it another shot with other people.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I imagine the fact that I imagine that was probably the reason why he stuck with it, because he was so repulsed by how Deadpool turned out in Origins. He was like, no, I want to stick around so I can play Deadpool the way he's meant to be played as.
Give me another shot. I could break a thunder.
Makes me wonder how Fox feels about how massively successful Deadpool is in comparison to like how compared to Origins. Like, wow, we really shot ourselves in the foot.
Well, especially considering that if you don't know the whole like big, especially since I would say don't little tip for using this thing: never hold it on full auto. Try and just like do little single taps,
Right.
little bursts of fire.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna build the heat a lot.
Yeah, that's what I did for Slide 2.
Happy little taps.
But love taps. No, anyway,
Love taps.
but yeah. If you didn't know, the big old backstory behind it was that they had a budget going into it. Like, I don't know, for some arbitrary number, let's say $400,000. Even though that's definitely not what it was. They had $400,000, and then like halfway through, maybe even 3/4 of the way through production, Fox said, "Yeah, we're only gonna let you use half of that now."
Wow.
So, like, their design plan didn't account for that. They had to, like, think on their feet. It was a whole big mess, but... Yeah. Again, I think for what they had to work with, pretty darn entertaining. Oh, dear, the crane.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I think what it was, the style was... I think what it was, pretty darn entertaining. I look forward to the second one. Have you seen the trailer for the second one already?
Oh,
Yes.
I have. In fact, that's why I was referencing earlier when I said the cocaine bit.
Hey, nice suit. Zip it, Stanley!
Oh, that trailer. Yeah, that one was pretty good. Making fun of the whole
Oh,
John
that
Williams
trailer.
thing.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't think I saw that one. I saw
That one I
the
did
Bob
see.
Ross one.
Yeah. What was it, Getting Wet with Deadpool?
Yeah.
Is
Or no,
being
Wet
like
on
an
Wet with
ocean.
Deadpool. It was like... Oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have... I forget, who did they get to play Cable?
The same guy that's actually playing Thanos in the MCU.
Ooh,
And you know
can't
they're
wait
gonna
for-
make a
can't
joke
wait
about
for-
that.
You know they're gonna. You know they're gonna have to. That's their job, especially since Disney now owns them.
Haven't I seen you in another movie?
Deadpool is owned by Disney now, which actually, now that I think about it, this will actually break the continuity of the first ever Disney-owned Marvel film that has a double cast.
Wow.
Huh.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about kind of breaking into all these random
Sorry,
tangents.
it was a turret section. You got what I mean. We'll be going back there later. Bye.
Yeah, in the next part, we will talk more about Jack. I promise. Till next time, everybody.
Bye.